Hi guys, hope you're all okay. So what I decided to do, because we're not here this Monday, 14th, I decided to video the class we're doing. Or it's going to be dead similar to what we're doing. It's what we're working on anyway. We're working towards Pigeon and King Pigeon. And these postures, these asanas are quite advanced, especially the King Pigeon. So we're working towards it over the next 5 or so weeks, but that doesn't mean to say that in 5 weeks we're going to be there. Like I said in class, it literally took me 13 months to sort of get to the point where I could grab my foot with both hands, and because I've not done it for a while, I need to practice again. So I thought I'd record the class so that those that come on a Monday, next Monday or this coming Monday, you can do it again. You can do it so you're not missing out. The course is still going to be 5 weeks, but it's going to end up over 7 weeks because I think we're missing one. I think it's the 12th of October, but don't quote me on that. But obviously I'll let you know nearer the time. So we are still running a 5-week course, but it's over 7 weeks, and there's a Thursday that's missing, which is the 24th. So on that Thursday I'm going to make sure you all do it, but it also means you can practice in between. So because they are quite tough movements, and also if your hips are quite tight and your back's quite tight, they are quite, so you need more than once a week. So by filming the 5-week course, you can practice. And what I thought was as well, I thought it's actually quite a good idea. I'm going to do this every 5 weeks because we change every 5 weeks, and the only reason I change is because I don't want anyone getting bored. So I just change sort of what we're working on. Sometimes we do the same things, some things cross over, but just gives us a little focus and we don't get bored. So it'll probably be, I reckon it'll probably be about 40 minutes long, this video. I'm not going to stop too much at the beginning, and you can pause it and have a little breather, because normally in class we come in and we lie down and we relax and we get ourselves focused, ready for the class, and then afterwards we probably have about 4 or 5 minutes relaxation. So I still want you to do that, but obviously I'm not going to put it in the video. I don't need to sit here watching you relax. So I'm not going to put it in the video, but I still want you to do it because that's probably one of the more important things to do. Always warm up as well. So if you've not got that long and you can only do sort of some of it, do the warm up stretches. And if you think, oh, I'm a bit tight in my legs and my back, just do a couple of the warm up leg stretches that we start off with. What we are going to start off with, which we don't do in class, because normally I would use the blocks, or well, usually use the blocks, or you can have a rolled up mat, but because we're not sharing equipment at all, I'm going to show you with a rolled up towel. What will probably happen, I think, over the next few weeks, I will ask people to get blocks, but if your back's really tight, because mine usually is, and doing Pigeon and King Pigeon, we want to be opening up through the chest. I have done this with somebody before. We're going to lie on the towel. So I'll just show it you, and then if your back's really tight and your chest is really tight, if you pause the video and lie on the towel, if you get it in between the centre of your back, and you might have to jiggle it about, I do sometimes, and we're just going to lie here. Some of you have done this with the blocks, because you can see it sort of elevated it, and your chest starts to open up, and you do need to really lie here for a few minutes and take a few breaths. But that'll depend on how much time you have. I sometimes do it with my yoga wheel, which is here, because I do, like I say, I do get quite a tight back. I love these, they're brilliant. I'm not suggesting you go out and get one of these, but I'm sure you've all got a towel you can use. So sometimes I use this, and again, the arms come down and it opens up through the chest. So if you're going to be lying on your towel for a couple of minutes, pause and come back to us in a couple of minutes. So that's that. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want, like I say, I don't want the video to last for hours and hours, and research has shown that people that are doing online stuff, about 40 minutes is long enough for most people. So let's just lie down, take a deep breath and relax. So if this is your second or third or fourth time watching this, you can skip that first bit because you've seen it all. So you can save yourself 5 minutes there. So let's start. So lie yourself down, close your eyes, just going to put some music on and take a deep breath in. It's quite nice to do this before bed. And you don't need loads of room. You don't need tons of room. I've literally just have enough space for your towel. I'm on a towel actually, not the mat, because I found in here, because it's carpet, the mat bunches up. So lie yourselves down, close your eyes, deep breath in, and relax. I'm actually going to put that towel under me back now, just for a little bit, just because my back's tight. So just take about 3 breaths, and then we'll just have a little bit of a warm up of the shoulders and the legs before we start the stretch, mainly because it's morning. Usually night time, obviously we'll teach Monday night, Thursday night, but if you're doing this in the morning, you may be a little bit tighter. So I'm going to lift my arms, big stretch, and bring it down. Lift. Big stretch. So I don't know if you can see it on the video, but because I've got the towel under my shoulders, I've actually got a little bit more space for my shoulders to stretch, which for me, I need because I've got tight shoulders. It might not be right for you, but you know, just try it. And then we'll just add one knee and then the other. And you can go at any pace. Remember, you can pause the video at any time and just do extra stretches, or if you didn't quite hear anything, pause it and go back. Let's do a couple of these just to make sure we are warmed up and mobile. That is the most important. I know we're only stretching, it's yoga, but some of these stretches we get into are really, really deep. And let's just do one more. And hug the knees in and just rock from side to side. I'll move the towel now because I'm rolling off it. And if you wanted to, you could put that under your neck. Come off the video. So if you find sometimes when you lie down your neck's a little bit, doesn't feel quite right, pop a rolled up towel under it. Take your knees to the right. You can always bring them to class. I mean, obviously I don't say to people, bring this, bring that, but if you feel like you need a towel for your neck or you need extra support on your knees, you can bring a cushion or again a towel and roll it up, have it flat under your knees, because that floor's quite tough at the town hall. And then change sides, shoulders down, and we'll just go again on each side, over to the right, shoulders down if you feel okay, head to the left. You can pull your knees down if you want to, an extra stretch. Always do what's right for you guys, it's really important. And change. So you can see I'm not holding anything too long. Towel's got bunched up. I'm not holding anything too long, just because I don't want the video to drag out, but you can do it as long as you want to. To the centre. I forgot to say, you're going to need your strap. So if you normally just do Pilates and you only go to yoga, you need a strap or a dressing gown belt or a scarf, anything that can attach over your foot. So I'm just going to put the strap onto the right foot. I've tied it up a little bit just so it doesn't ping off. And then push the heel and point the toe. Push the heel, so it's like heel. So again, this in the morning, doing this in the morning. Oh, getting my feet crunching and circle. So do give me your feedback when you've done this class, and even if you don't get a chance to do it all, try to do the warm up at least, back the other way. and the relaxation at the end, because that's the best bit. It's most important. I can't stress how important that is. Especially the more research you do, the more courses go on, you realise how important it is. So we're going to see if we can straighten this right leg. If you can't, don't worry. Push the heel to the ceiling, and we want your back pushed into the floor. That's the most important thing. What I don't want is you lifting your leg and your back coming up. So if you need to, have your leg bent, but that back stays in the floor. I'm going to pull this right leg in. So the longer we hold this, the more we'll be able to stretch, because it'll start to desensitize. We did do this on Monday. So we hold it, we take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we should be able to move a little bit more. We'll just do one more. Then if your legs are really tight, do this for a bit longer. Pause it and do it for, you can do it as long as you want. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let's just see if we can go a bit further. And then I'm going to straighten my left leg. I'm going to push the heel away, you can't actually see it's not on there. And then I'm going to take this right leg across the body to the left side. You can tell with my videos I make, it's not professional, you can't even see me half the time. So again, option, you can take your right arm out, pushing your right shoulder down, push the right heel away. If that's too much for your arms, just bring it in, depends on your shoulders. So push the heel, let's take a deep breath in again. And as we exhale, I'm starting to slide the right foot up in the direction of the left shoulder. So it stays on the floor or as low as I can get it. And sliding it up. And again with this one, you can stay here as long as you... If your legs were really tight and you only wanted to do this, you could just spend 10 minutes stretching your legs like this. If you've been out on your bike or you've been running, I know a few of you in the class are running marathons and quite a lot of cycling. Brilliant one for it. Just make sure when you're lying flat on your back is in the floor. Obviously for this one, you don't have to. So bring it back now and then push the heel to the ceiling. Just going to see if we can come in a little bit further. Take a deep breath and see if we can go a little bit further. And now I'm going to bend the leg. So I'm trying to keep that heel pointing up to the ceiling. And I'm going to grab the outside of my foot. I mean, I can reach my foot, so I'm not too bad, but if you can't, that's what the strap's for. So ideally, we take the knee out to the side, and that way we get a little bit of space. If it's coming into the chest, we've not really got anywhere to go, but if we go to the outside, we can stretch through the hips a bit more. I've pushed my left heel away, and I'm going to take a deep breath. And as you exhale, you can pull that down if you can. It might just be enough to hold it there. It depends on your hip mobility, depends on your knees, depends on everything. So I do want to hold for a short while, just because I probably won't be able to get into Pigeon otherwise. But like I say, if you're doing it at home or when you're doing it at home, you can hold it for as long as you can. If you've got a good hour, just spend that time on yourself. It's well worth it. And then lift, have a little stretch again. Ooh, push the heel to the ceiling. You can feel that in your calf. So all you runners. And then I'm going to take that off my right foot. I'm going to bring my left knee in. I'm going to extend my right leg. Ooh, you can feel it in your hip. So you want to put the strap or whatever you're using onto your left foot. It's dead long on this. A bit too long at times. I'm going to heel toe. I hate this track that's playing now. It's bloody awful. Heel toe. Heel toe. So if you normally just do the Pilates and you're having a go at this, give me some feedback, let me know what you think. I do only tend to share it with people that have done my classes, just because you know me, and you know that don't work along above your limits, do what's right for you. The last thing you want is anyone getting injured. So deep breath in, push the heel to the ceiling, back is firmly into the floor, and we start to pull that leg towards us. I struggle with this left leg, so sometimes I bend it a bit. My knees crunching. So deep breath in, and as you exhale, pull that leg towards you. If you do have any questions, you can message on the group, or if you prefer to do it private and it starts getting a bit clogged up, it's absolutely fine. Sometimes other people are glad if you put messages on the group, aren't they, because they don't like to ask sometimes. And let's straighten the right leg, and we take this left leg across the body as much as we want to. You might not get to the floor, don't worry if you don't. If you're going to get to there, it's absolutely fine. And again, option of taking your left arm out, deep breath in, and push the heel away of my left leg and start to slide it up towards my right shoulder. Ooh, it feels tight on this side. So if this is the same for you, it feels tight, pause it and hold it for a good few minutes. It makes so much difference. Deep breath in. And then let's lift. Ooh. Ooh, did you hear that? I'm going to bend that knee. I'm going to grab the outside of the foot with my hand. And then I'm going to start to pull down the heel, goes towards the ceiling if you can. And again, if you can't, don't worry. Just do what you can. It sounds dead corny, but it is all about the journey. When I first started doing this, they say, oh, it's about the journey, it's not the destination, and it absolutely is. Especially because some of the things that I've worked on, it's took me months and months. And then if you don't keep it up, you don't do it. So don't worry, you know, as long as you come to that class on a Monday or a Thursday and you enjoy the hour and it's for you, that's, I think you've achieved if you do that. Deep breath and then straighten. Ooh. And then I'm going to take that off. I'm going to hook both knees in. I'm just going to do an extra little stretch just because it's morning and I'm doing this, I know my hips are tight. So you can put your hand on your knee and do it if you want to, but I'm just going to circle the knee right round. And all I can hear is clicking, but like I say, it's optional. Everything's optional. All I would say is do the warm up before you go into anything too deep. Back the other way. But I know my hips are tight and my back's tight. And let's change. So what do you think about recording every change of session? I think when I thought about it, I thought, oh, that's a really good idea, because I know sometimes you can't always make one of the classes, but it saves you missing it. Plus you're practicing, you can practice in between then, so that's really good. Oh, it's my hip, gosh. And then hug in, and we're going to turn over into child pose. I'm just going to check my session plan. Don't want to miss anything out, like I say. So just come into child pose. Most of you know that one. There we go, that's your resting pose. So just come into that. We're just going to have a little stretch of the back. So hopefully, if you've had time and you've been laying on your towel for a few minutes to start off with, if your back was tight, it'll have eased off a little bit. Because what we're going to do, we're going to come into child pose, and again you can hold it here as long as you want to. So if you can see my fingertips are stretching and my bum's pushing down to my heels, so you're lengthening all the way from your fingertips to your lower back, because sometimes in class when you're actually doing it, you don't get a chance to see, do you? We're going to take a deep breath in. Then as we exhale, we're going to come through and we're just going to come up. Now you can keep your forearms down. Oh, you can't see me. If you want to, I'll come back. And we're going to come either up, or you can stay down, or you can be on your forearms to start off with. Depends how warmed up your back is. What we want from this is your shoulders away from the ears and the chest lifted. I'm going to hold for a couple of breaths, and then we're going to go back. So I'm just going to do a couple, and I want you to, again, pause it, do a few, depending on your back. So we're going to come back up, and we're going to come down. So I'm just going to do 3, but they're not going to be quite slow. So if you need to do them slower, do them slower. Deep breath in. And then come through. So shoulders down, lift the chest. So in class on Monday we held this, and on Thursday we did. So you hold it as long as you want to. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to come into child pose. So if you need to pause the video, pause it now, and we'll just meet back in child pose. Deep breath in. And back into child pose. Big stretch. So we'll just stay here for a few breaths. Excellent. And then when you're ready, you should, if you've paused them, you're back with us now, we're going to come into box position. So wrists are directly under your shoulder, so your wrists and your elbow and shoulder are stacked on top of each other, not out there. Knees under hips. And we're going to start to round the back, tucking the head under, and then arch the back. So as we arch the back, I do it again, I say it every time in class, we don't drop. Can you see the difference there? So keeping long in the shoulders, and we have to actually arch the back to move, then it makes a difference. So really strong, lifting up through the arms. Excellent. And you can do this as many times as you want to. So we're just going to add another little one on. So we're going to add puppy dog on. So puppy dog, we start to walk the hands forward, and then we bring the forearms down. So there's a couple of options with this one. You can bring your head towards the floor, or you can take your chin towards the floor. Now if you don't feel like you're getting much of a stretch, just walk the hands a bit further away. And we come down. And you start again, you start to feel the stretch through the back and through the chest. It makes a difference actually. Just have a go at trying to put your chin down and then your forehead, and just see the difference. Stay here as long as you want to, and when you're ready we come back into the box position, and I'm going to bring my right foot through. I just need to see if I'm going to be on, oh yeah, I'm just about in the screen. So bring your right foot through. So we're sort of at a low lunge. Do make sure this knee is either behind the ankle or in line with it. Don't have your, stuck to the mat, don't have your foot like that, not for this one. Just have a little stretch, rocking forward and back. Left hand comes to the inside of the right foot, and let's just lift. Rotation. So what we're going to do here is lift the left heel, having a little press. Now what I have got, what I keep forgetting to bring to class to show you, that's what I've got. I've got my little knee pads. These have got a little dip in them, and they're really soft. If you've got trouble with your knees, I got these from TK Maxx, and they're brilliant. And they have them in, I think, Amazon, they have them. They don't have make a difference, and they do keep your knee quite aligned because there's a little dip. So that makes so much difference. Like I say, the town hall floor is quite hard, isn't it? So we're gonna lift that left heel. If you want to have a go at grabbing it, you can. Oh, I can't quite reach yet, but we'll be using the strap after. Bring it down. And we'll just come back, and we'll come back into child pose. Move my little knee thing over there. So come back into child pose. Big stretch. And then we do exactly the same with the left leg. So bring the left leg through, making sure the knee is either in line with the ankle or just slightly behind it. Let me just put that under my knee. This one's not as bad, but I might as well use it. Right hand to the inside of the left foot, and let's lift and open up through the chest. And bring it down, and then you can lift this right foot. And if you want to have a go at grab it, oh, I still can't reach that one yet. I can feel the tightness in my hips. Come back into child pose. Ooh, big stretch. Let me just see what the time is on there. So I've already done about 20 odd minutes, so I am aware that I don't want to do too long because I do lose concentration. And I want to get it all in as well. So big stretch. And I think just before going to Pigeon, I think we'll just have a go at lizard. So I'm going to bring that right foot through again. So it's just a little bit of a deeper stretch. If this is too much, just stay with the other one we've done. And we can come up off the knee and rock forward and back. And again, if you're doing this in the evening, you're probably a lot warmer than what I am now because it's morning. And then I'm going to put my left knee down, I'm going to put my left foot down. So as you can see, my knee's quite lengthened there. If you want to have a go at putting your arms down, you can. Now, just watch my back's really rounded there, so I'm going to start to take my chest a bit lower. But that's it's not that easy to get into, and usually we'll use blocks. So you can use anything you've got at home. If you've got anything that you can use, have a go. Books. I've got a roller thing there, but I've got my phone resting on that. And again, stay in this as long as you can, as long as you want to. So I'm going to come out of it, and if you need to pause it and stay in it a bit longer, just do that. Ooh. And then I'm going to go to the left. So again, I'm going to inch feet forward, have a little stretch, have a little rock forward and back. For some reason I keep getting cramp in my left leg. And then, toe under, let me just come up. I'm going to bring my right knee down. I'm going to have a go at putting my forearms down. So I'm going to try not to over round the back too much, because again that just creates tension in the shoulders. And I probably should have a block. I did bring a couple from the town hall because I left them in the car. Just hold one more breath. unless you're staying here, then just pause and stay a bit longer. I do that sometimes when I'm doing yoga. I follow Adrienne on YouTube, and I'll just pause it. You're more likely to pause it and stay in it longer if you're a bit tight, and if it's too long, you'll probably get fed up with it and not want to do it, so that's the reason we do that. So come back into child pose, just have a little breather. So this is your resting position. Just have to shut the window, I think pause. So child pose is your resting pose. So if you're new to yoga, because I know quite a lot of new people this time, well, we've not done it for 6 months anyway, have we? Which is absolutely brilliant, but take your time. There'll be things in yoga that you'll never be able to do, and there'll be some things that you're absolutely brilliant at. That's just the nature of it, which is great really. So let's go into pigeon. So I'm going to have my strap handy because it's unlikely that I'll be able to reach my hand. So into the box position, just move the hands forward. I come up into down dog, slightly down dog. I find it's an easier way to get into it. And then I'm not going to lift my leg right up, I might just kick the mirror. I'm just going to bring the right knee forward in line with the right wrist. So right knee, right wrist, and your right foot can go anywhere out to the right side. Now what we want, ideally, this is what we're working towards, is the hips to be in line and the hips to be square on with the floor. So if you are quite tight, you probably just want to sit down on your right side. Try to come up and push that left hip down. I'm going to go into, let me see how long we've done, because I don't want to do this too quick, to be honest. So deep breath in, and as you exhale, just sink into the mat, sink into the stretch, pushing the left hip down if you can. Once it starts to get too easy, take that right toe under and take the kneecap back. And just hold. And again, you know, like in class, we did hold it for quite a long time. I'm just going to hold another breath because I want to give you the option of holding it. I mean, in yin, you'd hold this for 3 to 5 minutes. It feels amazing after that length of time. Deep breath, and as we exhale, we start to relax. And again, we're trying to get the chest down if we can, or if, for now, if it's just the head, use a block, use your towel. I could get my towel, reach over, get my towel and put my head on, or even put my chest on the towel. It sort of straightens your back out, gives you a little bit more support. Try lots of different things, and do feel free to bring them to class with you. That's not a problem at all. So we'll have a little go at coming back up. How does the back feel? My back always feels tight. So, I'm going to lift the left heel, the left leg, and then I'm going to bring my right hand towards the centre, just so I don't fall over, hopefully, and take my hand behind. I'm going to have my thumb facing down, the little finger up, and grab the foot. Oh, I can tell I've warmed up because I did this just before I started recording, I couldn't grab my foot. And we start to bend the elbow towards us. So what we're aiming for is pulling this in, lifting the elbow up, and then this right arm comes over the top. But that's not going to happen today for me. But I will get the strap and show you. Again, we just stay here as long as we can, as long as we want to. And I'm going to put the strap on the foot. So I'm just going to pop that on the left foot and have a go at grabbing back into, pigeon first. So just so that my knees and my hips are in alignment, because it is easy to pull your knee out to the side a little bit more. So lift up, turn the strap down. So I'm going to take my hand with the thumb down, grab the strap and start to pull it in. With the strap I always have a tendency to turn it the other way. And then I'm going to see if I can grab. Whoa. I've got cramp. So if you're at the stage where, that's killing me, we're just lifting the foot, well, that's where we're at. We're at where we're at. Maybe it's comfy just to hold it and not use the strap. And we'll hold it. You may be able to grab it, but my knees pulled out of alignment and I could feel it. Maybe you want to have a go at doing the opposite arm. Keep getting cramp. But whichever you do, just keep practicing. Come in and out of it as well, because you'll find that you get a bit warmer, it'll ease off. Oh. But we will be practicing for the next 5 or 6 weeks. If you get a chance, video yourself as well, and then see where we're at in 5 or 6 weeks. Because you don't always notice improvement yourself, but I notice it in you. I notice when I see you stretching, I think, oh, you've got a lot further than you used to. So when you've had enough, just toe under. Let's have a little pedaling down dog. Ooh, that's good on the ankles. And then come into child pose, have a breather. We're just going to do the other leg. I'll get the strap ready this time. So we're going to do the other leg. Put the stopwatch on for. And then we'll come into down dog. This is one of my favourite stretches, so if this is one of yours as well, stay in this and have a pedal, have a stretch. Ooh, let's lift, well, not too much because of the mirror behind me. And then bring your left knee to left wrist. So the left foot comes out, let's move back a bit. Left foot comes out. And deep breath in. I'm going to use my towel again. I'm just going to put it under my chest. I'm a little bit tighter on the saddle. Left. Right heel goes back. Right foot goes back. And just slowly lower. I'm lowering onto the towel. And if you're saying this for a few minutes, press pause now, but put your stopwatch on and perhaps do about 3 minutes on each side. I know I didn't say that on the other side, so if you've already done that, you might miss that. That's the difference with being in class. All the stupid things I say don't get recorded when I'm filming, they do. Deep breath, and as you exhale, let's see if we can push the right hip down. How does it feel? Whenever you're ready, walk the hands up. Let's have a go so you can lift this right foot. So the left hand comes a little bit more to the centre. See, a lot of this as well will depend on how tight your hips are. If your hips are quite tight and your back's tight, it makes a difference. So, you know, staying in the warm-up stretches beforehand makes so much difference. And let's have a go with the strap. I'll just put that on and just see if I can grab. Back into child pose, pigeon pose. This foot can be anywhere it wants to, as long as it's out on this right side. And coming up. It's quite tight down the quad, but it's a really good stretch. I'm not sure if you can grab, but what you can do, you can keep going a little bit lower on the strap and getting a stretch. So this is what we're working on in class as well for the next 5 weeks or so. So it's not as though you're just doing the odd one-off class. We're going to be working on this. So any part of it you can do is going to help you. Hold it as long as you want to. It is a good thing as well. If you can try it in the morning sometime and then try it again another evening and just see the difference of your mobility in the morning and the evening. So I'm going to leave it there now with that, and hopefully you've paused it at some point and stayed in stretches. You might not have even got to the end of it, to be honest. That doesn't matter. I'd rather you do most of the beginning and not the end, because I don't want you to come in at the end and just do pigeon and king pigeon, because it's quite a deep stretch and you really need to warm up. So what I want you to do now is to lie down, even if you've only got 1 minute, because lying down, taking some deep breaths and coming out of that fight or flight mode. So we stop producing cortisol and we start to produce all the happy hormones, and the happy hormones affect everything. They affect your weight, they affect your insulin levels, they affect your stress and anxiety levels. So I can't stress how important it is, even if it's a minute, but you know, 5 minutes. If you've got longer, you absolutely owe it to yourself to stay in it longer. So lie yourself down. I'm going to talk you through the breath just for a minute, and then I'm going to leave you to it and enjoy. And I want some feedback. I want to know who's doing it, even if you're doing half of it. So close your eyes, lie yourself down. Take a deep breath in, as deep as you can. And slowly exhale and start to sink into your mat or your towel or your carpet, whatever you're on. I'm going to do that again. So I want you to inhale. Hold. And very slowly start to exhale. Feel the tension disappearing from your shoulders. Feel your back sinking into the mat. Feel your lower back sinking into the mat. Let your legs become heavy. Maybe let your feet turn out. And let your chin drop to your chest. I'm going to leave you with that, and I am going to be asking everyone how they did. So at least 5